Hold up. I had to cut my little heater off, child. They've been having me playing Clue all day. Like, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. That's first of all, because I'm tired of people coming out with their allegations and only telling half the story. Y'all putting too many cases on my desk. It's just too many. Who did it? If you're not going to be forthcoming with the information, don't tell us until you're ready to tell us exactly who, what, when, where, why. Okay? We ain't got time to be doing all this speculating and pulling out our magnifying glass and, you know, sifting through all this information and looking for clues to try to figure out what happened. Because that's where I feel like we at right now as a people with this whole Christian Keyes thing. Because I know y'all all had to have seen the tape by now or heard about it from somebody. I'm about to paint my nails because, child, it's the holidays and I got places to be. But, woo, child. Now, I'm going to give y'all my take on this whole scenario with Christian Keyes because it's a strong possibility that, do y'all think somebody is paying this man to take Tyler Perry down? If that is indeed who he is talking about, he sure did. But if that's who he's talking about, right? Because he didn't name no names, but I feel like everything he has done has basically been under Tyler Perry's umbrella. So who else could he possibly be talking about? And it ain't like it's a whole bunch of billionaires to choose from. Like, you could literally Google it and flip through them real quick. The billionaires. So to say billionaire, that was a big hint. And that was a big, you know, piece of the story that's making everybody, you know, assume that it was Tyler Perry. And, you know, considering the fact that everybody know where you came from, you got to know that everybody's going to automatically assume it was Tyler Perry. So if it's not him, I feel like he would have made that clear or he would have said that. But I feel like he was dropping little subtle hints and clues or whatever. But he claimed he going to the police. So I guess we'll see when the paperwork hit the streets exactly what happened. But it's rough out here. It appears as though everybody is going down. And guess what? I'm a firm believer in when you do some BS, you might not get caught right away. You might not get caught in the traditional way. Heck no. We ain't surprised because we done heard stories about him before. We done heard stories about him in the past. And, you know, when people say stuff like this, it normally gets swept under the rug and people just ignore it. So everybody just moves on and act as if, you know, ain't nothing going on but the rent. But we know Tyler Perry gets up there and puts them dresses on, and I feel like he really is Medea. I don't feel like he's Tyler. I feel like he really is Medea, and that's why he keeps saying he's going to put the dress up, but then every time you turn around, he keep putting it back on because that's really his real, true identity. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with that, but if that's, by all means, if that's who you are, be that. Don't try to pretend to be something else because at this point, you have no reason to do that. Be who you are. Who even cares? Like, this ain't the 90s no more. It ain't the 80s. It ain't even taboo no more. So it's actually even a little too trendy to try to just be something else that you're not. So you might as well just let the cat out the bag. And this is why y'all end up getting blackmailed. These men get blackmailed because you hiding and lying. If you was honest and let people know up front, hey, this is what I'm into. Wouldn't nobody have nothing to hold over your head. Wouldn't nobody have to be recording you and doing all of that or being scared. But the guy, like everybody saying, yeah, you can't say that is Tyler Perry because that's defamation. Who else could the man have been talking about? Who else could he be speaking of other than Tyler Perry? But I did watch Maxine's Baby, right? And on Maxine's Baby, I feel like Tyler Perry told a lot of he told a lot of information about how things go in the actual industry, like behind the scenes, like as far as how you get your, like, I feel like that's a really good documentary to watch if you do want to break into that field, because he told you a lot of information about how to get, your show syndicated and how to go about, basically building your own empire in the movie world. Now, it's a possibility that the powers that be could be mad at him for giving up the tapes and showing people the game. Because when you get to a certain level and when you be around a certain group of people, when you get to a certain level of money and they allow you to do certain things, you're not allowed to speak on certain stuff, because they will get you out of here. Now, that guy, I do believe him. I do believe what he's saying. But I also, like, if you somebody that watched Tyler Perry shows and stuff, right? You know that Tyler Perry has a type for his actors that he picks. They all have a similar look, like that chiseled face and jawline, whether they're Puerto Rican, black, white, no matter what. Very muscular, Adonis belt visible, and they just have really strong masculine features, right? And I feel like they all look the same. They're all always doing something extra sketchy, and they always, of course, we always get the sex scenes, which I say this all the time. We're all adults when we're watching TV. We don't need to see a full out hot and heavy fuck session on a TV show. We don't need to see that. If you put them two together and put them in the bedroom and then just skip to the next scene, we could obviously figure out what happened prior to, once the screen goes to a different scene. We got common sense. We're adults. But these producers and stuff, they choose to get up there and do all of this, all this heavy lifting when it comes to sex scenes. So I guess that's just where we at. That's where we at as a people with TV. But I feel like Tyler Perry, he has certain men that he works with and that he chooses to work with that have a certain look, and he chooses a certain look for a reason. And that guy also said that he told him that, hey, everybody else did it. Or I got other people, other people that's working for me that did this, right? So an abuser, they'll try to tell you what everybody else did in order. I believe that. I believe that. Because guess what? Once they put you in a position to make money and stuff like that, they be feeling like you owe them something. And when you drop a dime on them, they can't handle that, and they really be mad, and they be really wanting revenge. And I feel like they will send somebody your way. Like that guy Christian Keyes, he better hope they don't cut his brakes or do something, have him skid off the road, because a lot of times, certain little things that happen to you that it'll be kind of like unbelievable, like you won't even link the two. But he done been in a car accident or something real crazy, or slip into a coma some kind of way. And child, they got all kinds of ways of being behind, getting your behind off the scene. And if y'all think that doctors and lawyers and all types of people in all types of different places don't be involved in making sure things don't come out, you're sadly mistaken. But do y'all think it's a possibility that somebody could be possibly paying him to take Tyler Perry down? Because he done built that studio in Atlanta, and he done did all of that, and he got, he's accomplished a lot. And as you can see, everybody right now is going down. Like, if you did something you ain't had no business doing, everybody getting dragged down. Like, I even heard Anthony Anderson, somebody came out and said he pulled his thing out on them, talking about something, do you want to go on a date or something like that. I don't know. But Anthony Anderson supposed to have pulled his thing out on somebody, and I don't know if they gonna allow him to host, because I think he was supposed to host one of those award shows, like maybe the Golden Globes or one of them. But child, it's going down. Everybody getting exposed and dragged. But I think it's getting ready to be, this is going to be a pivotal moment for Hollywood, because I think things are going to start changing, actually, because a lot of people have been coming forward over the years saying that, you know, all of this stuff has been happening to them, especially the younger actors, and, you know, people ignore them. Or they get labeled as crazy, or they get in a bunch of trouble, or they pop up missing. And y'all can't keep bumping people off now. Jesus Christ. But do y'all think somebody is paying this man to tell his story? Because I do believe him. 100%, I believe him. But do y'all think somebody is paying him because they want Tyler Perry out of here? If it is indeed him. Because you gotta say allegedly, because you know they be talking about suing people and whatnot. Not that you sue me, child. We gonna be both sitting here looking at each other like, cause I'm Tasha K, sweetie. I ain't got it, so I'm just some random bitch on YouTube talking trash like everybody else. But I don't know, y'all. Yeah. Oh, I definitely think he is. I definitely think he is. But do y'all think that if it is him, because the guy say he going to the police, if it is him, do y'all think it's going to stick? Or what y'all think is going to happen? Because a lot of times people come forward and then the next thing you know, the witness gets bumped off or something, and then we don't never hear nothing else about it. Or the person just goes away. Or they dig up some dirt on the person that made the accusations, and then they switch the direction of, you know, how this thing is, you know, how things are supposed to turn out.
No, don't sell my shit. I'm telling you, so my shit will be turned on. Watch. And I mean that.
That's my neighbors, y'all.
Watch.
Can y'all hear me?
And you gonna put that in? You gonna put that in? Oh no.
We're going to take an interlude. Yup. Child, because everybody know what happened to Joan Rivers. That was really messed up. And I believe what she said.
I'm clean. You're going to be in the dark. You're going to be in the dark. Watch.
This is every day. But what y'all think is going to happen? I'll be trying to go there. Don't go there because you was going to get me shut down. You know you get to talk about that. They'll delete you. Listen, I have been talking to people about that in person for years and years, and people just, they not believing it. But see, for me, I feel like I'm gonna listen to somebody that actually know and been around these people before I listen to some Joe Blow on the street. Joan Rivers, I've been watching her since I was a little kid, right? And I feel like I know her enough to know when she's playing around. And I feel like when she said what she said about them, she meant that. And they made sure that she wasn't even around to clarify what she said. They made sure that she wasn't even around for questioning after she dropped that bomb, because it happened so quick that it almost made you, it was like it made your head spin. Because I couldn't believe it. I was in awe when she said that, because I had suspicions. But when Joan Rivers came out the gate with that, I was like, oh my God. But you know, people will be like, people just be blinded by, you know, celebrity and, oh, she's so beautiful, and blinded by fashion. Oh, she has on Valentino. No, that is one of the fellas. But hey, if y'all like it, I love it. If they like it, I love it. But y'all don't know. I don't know. Because I try to see things really for real, for what they really, truly are. Like, I don't be... that was real. That was a crazy moment in history where I feel like the world should have been a little bit more open to what that lady was saying, because she ain't no conspiracy. She wasn't no conspiracy theorist. What did she have to lose? And I feel like she just was fed up and just tired, and she just threw that out there. She just threw that information out there like, look, you know what? I'm old. I done had enough. I'm telling it. Like, I'm telling all. And then when you go back and start digging and you start reading and you start looking at certain stuff, like, I recall on... They had the Obama movie. I don't know if y'all watched that, right? But they had the Obama movie, and it was a scene on the movie that it went by real quick, and it was like, if you caught it, you caught it, but if you didn't, you did it. But it was a transgender on the movie that was like trying to get with him or tried to talk to him real quick, but it went by so quick that it was like, what the heck? Like, why did they even show that? I was very puzzled by that. But it still was just kind of like, whatever. And when you talk to people about stuff like that, they just think you so outrageous. Like, when I start talking about that kind of stuff, people just think I'm so outrageous. So I just be like, all right, y'all, whatever. But, yeah, back to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry might have rubbed somebody the wrong way. And now his moment is coming right along with Diddy, because Diddy is done. Diddy is toast. And we see where everything is going. And I done even heard something about TD Snakes. And if you ask me, TD Snakes look a little... I don't know. He looked a little questionable. Like, I know he married and all of that, but... You know, you can't be trusting them. You can't be trusting Pastor either. Because they be having all types of skeletons in their closet that you wouldn't believe either. And for me, I look at people, like I said, I try to look at people for who and what they actually are. And to me, like, I wouldn't put nothing past TD Jake's name coming up with that Diddy stuff. I wouldn't put nothing past him. Because he looks very suspicious. Very suspect. And I don't trust him. I don't trust him as far as I can see him, smell him, or throw him. And he a big dude, so you can't throw him that butt so far. But I don't know. It seemed like 2023 is the year of the big gender reveal. Everybody getting told on. That's why, and I always say this too. If you got to sneak and do it, it's a strong possibility you shouldn't be doing it. And I wish Usher would come forward and let us know what that man really did to him. Because y'all think it's the girls, but it's really the guys that need to come forward on Diddy. and tell what he really had going on. Because Diddy, I never really was a fan of Usher back in the day because I just felt like, why was this little boy singing these? I felt like he was a kid, but he was just really into like adult themed music, and it was always very confusing to me. So I don't know, but I guess we gonna see with these allegations, because I wonder, do y'all think they gonna go away, or do y'all think, or do y'all think he really gonna go to the police, or y'all think they gonna cut his brakes? Which one y'all think gonna happen? Cause it's dangerous out here, and people be thinking. Some people don't be equating like a freak accident to, yeah, but what if somebody paid him to, what if somebody paid him to like take Tyler Perry down, like once and for all? Because if he actually has proof, solid proof, like if this man was harassing you all this time, right? Why would you continue to work with him for years and years and years and years, and then finally decide, hey, I had enough, I'm telling? What is going to be the incentive? Because you're an actor, and you know when you get labeled as a whistleblower, you can't come back outside. Nobody's going to hire you. So what you going to do now? So that's what always has me thinking, like, is somebody somebody paying him, or is somebody trying to like get him out the way? Because let's just say the stuff hit the fan for Tyler Perry. What y'all think is going to happen with his studio? Child, don't be surprised if one of Jay-Z or one of them try to buy it. Or 50 Cent. Because you know it was they had a little bidding war going on for BET and all of that, right? And you know how they be like, Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC. But it'd be funny, but it's not funny because some of that stuff really be real and it really be true. But you just don't be knowing what to believe anymore because it just be too much going on. But I don't know. I believe it was Tyler Perry, and I looked up all the billionaires, and I ain't see too many. So I was like, dang, Tyler Perry, they coming after you too? Your time up. Well, he had a long run though. He had a long run of getting away with it if he did do it. Cause yeah, people have came forward. I forget the guy that used to be in some of his little shows and stuff years ago, and he came out and said something back in the day, but they got rid of his behind. They got rid of him and his stories because I couldn't even find that on Facebook. I mean, I couldn't even find that nowhere on YouTube when I was trying to look for it today, and I can't even remember the guy's name. But child, they better hope Tyler Perry, you better have your coins ready. And I don't even think it'll hurt him. Like if he end up going to jail, he ain't gonna be mad. Cause guess what? Whatever little sexcapades you be doing, you can do them freely in jail with a bunch of men. So, and that's what be so odd, like to me, cause like, why don't y'all just go do something to get booked? Like, go do something and get booked, and then you can engage in all the little sinister stuff you want behind the walls. Because that's what they do in jail, too. Because it be a lot of guys that people be thinking, oh, he was in the streets, he was a thug. No. You know why he keep going back to jail? Because he got a nigga in there. That's why. A lot of these alleged thugs, they really be soft on the inside. But I was like, this is too much for my britches. But hopefully, what would happen, what would be in a perfect world, they get rid of all the predators and just let people be creators and entertainers and be, you know, make an honest living with being an entertainer, because it's just too much. Like, it's just too much. You mean to tell me I gotta suck somebody's D in order to get on TV? That's too much. No, I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't even wrap my head around that. Like, as a man, because if that's the case with actors, right? Is that what all of them are doing? Like, is that how everybody is getting where they want to go or getting to where they're trying to be at? The stakes is too high. I'm going to stay on YouTube. Shoot my little stuff on the iPhone and stay where it's safe at. Where you ain't got to give nobody no oral to get there. Because that is crazy. Could you imagine? And how freaky you got to be to offer somebody. I'm not offering nobody $100,000 just to see them and not touch them at all. Like, you want to see this person that bad. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. And you too horny. You entirely too horny for me. But everybody look like they having a moment. Everybody time coming. And do y'all remember the guy Africa Bambaataa, right? When he tried to get up there and try to say his memory deleted or whatever, he said he had memory loss or he don't remember doing none of this stuff that they said he was doing. But, you know, that's how Africa Bambaataa was getting them guys too. He was saying when he would have those little dancers over his house and whatnot, he would be like, oh, well, you know, he would show the boys videos, or I mean tapes and pictures, Polaroid pictures of the other boys doing whatever it was that he wanted them to do as well. And I think he was performing a little on them. But when he was doing that, right, when he would just come forward and say, oh, well, you know, they was doing it too, but they were younger kids. So it was like, oh, okay, well, if everybody else is doing it, maybe it's okay, you know? And that's how they get you and trick you. Trick you right out your drawers. You look up and be doing something you ain't had no business doing, you ain't even know nothing about. All because of somebody pressured you into doing something that you was totally unaware of. But that's a shame. That man, if that's really what he out there doing, they need to catch him. And they need to get him. And with the statute of limitations, I feel like at one point they did have that lifted to where you could come forward no matter when it happened. But they need to allow people to be able to come forward in their own time, because everybody don't want to talk about that, especially men. And it's hard for men to come out and say these types of things, because y'all remember what happened to Terry Crews. Terry Crews, they said that to him. Terry Crews tried to come out and say somebody did something like that to him, or somebody tried to kiss him or touch his butt, or I don't remember the exact story, but child, they called him the F word and told him to get on. So, you know. And I just feel like it's a lot less sympathy. Like, black men don't get the sympathy that, you know, people be having for others. Because, I don't know. I guess they think y'all some strong black men or something. I don't know. But y'all deserve to be protected and not harassed by men or women. Because I see women harassing men all the time too. And I think that's disgusting as well. Because you don't deserve to be harassed by somebody. Especially when you don't like them. Especially when you don't like them. And a lot of these big girls, a lot of these BBWs be getting up here touching men inappropriately and saying all types of stuff to them. Like, back in the day, and I put up a video about this too a while ago. Back in the day with, what's her name? Nikki Parker. And don't get me wrong, her character was funny and everything on, what the heck is the name of that? Her character was funny on the Parkers or whatever, but her chasing around of Professor Ogilvy, that was harassment. And that's not funny. And that happens a lot. I know that happens to a lot of men at work and just places, different places in general, where they don't want it to happen. Because people just assume that men just want any woman that comes in their direction. And that's not true. And it's not fair. But, child, we in a climate now where people is more so siding with the victims. So all that little freaky deaky stuff y'all was getting away with in the 80s and 90s, that's over. That is over. And Cassie done opened up the floodgates for everybody to come through and say, look, people is out here getting freaky. But I don't know. They getting a little suspicious of Cassie now that Cassie going on tour, because they was like, well, wait. I thought you was grieving. How you going on tour and you supposed to have been grieving or whatever. But she might be over what happened with her and Diddy by now, because she was actually able to come out and, I guess, say something about it. But I wanted her to do an interview. But she probably, with her payment, that probably was in her contract, taking the payment. Like, you ain't gonna be doing no interviews and none of that. They probably told her, like, look, you better take this money and go sit it on down. But her going on tour is kind of odd, but at the same time, I mean, that is what she was trying to do initially. She wanted to do music. Like, she always wanted to do music. That's how they got introduced to each other, because she was doing music. So, what's the odds of her not going on tour? Like, she was doing, I know she had did, like, Lovers and Friends out in Vegas and stuff like that. And I know a few of her songs, maybe like 2 or 3. And I don't know what she would do beyond that. But, hey. Maybe she's doing something new. Who knows? But the people, we not here for that no more. The people said, oh, y'all out here getting freaky and harassing people. We not taking that. 2023 and beyond. And I feel like it's going to be much more people that's going to be getting dragged out into this whole essay thing. I think it's far from over. And I really do think some careers is going to be ending, because some people got some big power out here, but your power all the time ain't going to outweigh the public opinion of you. Like Jay-Z, right? And the reason why I feel like Jay-Z, like, I would think that Jay-Z would show Foxy a little bit more love, considering the fact that Foxy scored him his first hit record, right? But see, if he hangs around Foxy and he kicks it with Foxy, right? Then people gonna start doing the math, like, well, wait, they said you was messing around with her and she was such and such such. And people don't even want to answer them questions today because you just never know where that's going to lead. But, child, we're going to be seeing a whole lot of people because a lot of people was messing with the youngins back in the day. And they thought it was, it was cool, or it was a prize, or it was okay because everybody was doing it. But I'm just anxious to see what's going to happen. I'm anxious to see the paperwork. That boy, he better go to the police because we want to know. Don't come forward with the information on us, Christian Keyes, and then disappear. Because we not here for that. See this thing through. And most importantly, when you speak up, you can save somebody else. Because what happened with the boy, what's his name, Jussie Smollett? I feel like something happened to him on the set of that Empire show, and he wanted out. And that might sound crazy, but Lee Daniels, when they would do like press interviews and stuff, I actually thought Lee Daniels was dating him because he was always all up in his face and kissing him and putting his face touching all over him and just being all over him. And then, the boy from Philly, Brazier, I think that's his name. But he was on Empire too. After he got off Empire, after Empire was over, he got a little wild too, like start beating up his girlfriend and all types of stuff. So when you hear and see stuff like that, you be like, well, what happened? Because everybody seemed so bright and cheery in the beginning. Now, everybody losing their mind and everybody mad. And everybody doing crazy stuff. But, who knows? They need to knock Hollywood down and start it all over from the beginning, I guess. Because if every time you look up, one of these people that done been in the business 20, 30, 40 years is getting dragged, y'all need to sound like y'all need to just get rid of all of them. But again, I don't blame nobody, and I don't like, whenever you decide to come forward with your story and tell your truth, that's your truth, and it's really, that's for you to decide when it's best for you. But there are so many things that goes on behind the scenes that we don't see or that we don't know about. So, slippery slope. But I can't wait to see what happens, y'all. And like I said, hopefully y'all get all the freaks out of the building, and then y'all can get back to the art, because that's what it's all about. We really don't want to hear about your personal lives. Although, if y'all put it out there for us to consume, we definitely going to consume it and talk about it and be like, child. But we don't want to see that. We want to see TV shows. Like, I remember back in the day watching stuff in the 90s, like remember the show Rock? Like, I remember watching the black sitcoms back in the day and being so excited for them to come on. Like, I was so excited to see those TV shows. And then it's like now, it's really nothing happening. Like, the TV done got so wild. They done got so outrageous on TV. It's like, you're scared to cut it on. You're scared to watch TV in front of your family. You can't watch TV with your mom. You never know when something wild gonna kick off. You're gonna have to cover your kids' eyes. There's no teachable moments in TV shows anymore. It's like we have gotten to the point where anything just goes. Anything goes. Like, where are the family-friendly TV shows and movies at? Because at one point, we was in that family-friendly lane. Now we just, I don't know. We done got so far away from that it's a shame. But I don't know. I guess we gonna see what happens. And hopefully things change for the better. And hopefully whoever, you know, has done this thing, if he's done it to other people, everybody needs to get together and have a meeting and come forward. But see, when people try to come forward or try to come together, it'll be one organizer, right? And then somebody higher up will come to them and give them some sort of proposition. And then they end up turning on the person that was trying to make the change for the better. That's like, what's the guy's name? Sam Cooke. Like, I don't know if y'all know Sam Cooke's story. Sam Cooke, he tried to, you know, make things better for the artists and stop people from getting bamboozled and stop people from getting treated all kinds of ways and stop, you know, when things were segregated. He wanted to, you know, do his own thing. And he was saying, you know, we the people that's everybody is coming to see. If we stand together with each other, we can make a change in this thing. And it don't have to be like this. And you know what they did? They went with the other man instead of the brother man. So that turned into him being no longer with us because he tried to make a change. Because I do believe they set that man up. Now, I wasn't there, and that was before my time. But they set that man up. They set that man up to get killed. So, I don't know. It'd be a dirty game out there. And sometimes when you try to be the change, you look up and people change up on you. But y'all, I'm about to finish painting my nails. And y'all know I'm going to show y'all them, but I'm unsure what I'm going to do to them. But I got some little Christmas ornaments to put on here. Because you know I got to be extra. And we going to do this thing. And we going to keep our magnifying glass out. Because you know you got to keep your eyes, ears, you got to keep all 5 senses on these niggas. You got to keep all 5. But we gonna wrap this thing up. And I will see y'all in the next video. This live sure definitely took a whole bunch of different turns that I ain't know it was gonna take. But thank y'all, everybody that was on the live. And I will see y'all next time.